There's going to be children screaming in the background, but that's because of my neighbours.
Of course it is, Alex, because hello and welcome to Chattercade Podcast. He definitely hasn't kidnapped some people. Where we break down and review a movie and, just try to have a bit of fun as we go along. I'm your host of Drinking Thomas Shoes.
I'm Hayden.
No. Hayden's dead. Oh, sure.
No, he's a trash can. I'm Connor.
No.
I'm Slowpoke. I'm a Slowpoke boy. I'm Geeky Bear. Alex.
Yeah, that's Alex.
There's nothing special about me.
Hayden was meant to join, but she's getting pissed, so,
Happy 23rd.
Yep. So let's get straight into it. So obviously today we're covering G.I.Joe, The Rise of Cobra, another of Paramount's many adaptations of beloved old school stuff.
It was based on the
line.
Hasbro's G.I.Joe.
Yeah, and just like the Transformers film, we watched the animated one. This also had an animated movie in the 80s that basically was gonna kill off the main character, and then after what Transformers did, they're like, "Shit, we can't do that." Okay, he's in a coma now from now on. That's what they did. They had to fix it because of the reaction to Optimus dying in Transformers, so they fixed it. But it was another box office disaster. This wasn't as much a box office disaster; it was more commercial and critically, it was mixed with fans. So obviously, I say G.I.Joe: The Rise of Cobra was released in 2009 as an attempt to kickstart a G.I.Joe universe, similar to Transformers, what I did a few years prior.
I don't think it did that good as a Kickstarter for it, but yeah.
Obviously, eventually 5 years later, did the same with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which also had 2 movies before they rebooted it. As I say, it was more of a success money-wise, but not fully. It earned its money back, and got a bit of a pocket money in the back of the pocket for it.
Yeah, it's just a bit of pocket money,
Yeah, and just like fucking Transformers, eventually they decided doing a soft reboot on it. But unlike Transformers, which took about 5 movies to go, let's reboot this. This is doing it after 2, with Snake Eyes due out very, very soon.
Yeah, I was just looking at IMDb and it's on about Snake Eyes. It's also got a G.I. Joe Every Vigilant. Or Vigilante.
Don't know what that is.
Vigilant.
I'm very much looking forward to Snake Eyes. It looks quite good.
The thumbnail for the thing looks very nice.
The movie was directed by Steven Sommers, they pronounce that, who directed both Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser and Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He's known for a lot of CGI-heavy movies. There's literally a scale. If I can see, I can find the quote I saw on IMDb. There's literally a scale at a university of how they decide how much CGI is within a movie, and it's him. They use him as the groundwork for said scale. Steven Sommers, there it is.
The Steven Sommers scale.
Something like that. So, the Industrial Light and Magic Joe can create the Steven Sommers scale to measure the extent of digital effects used in a given movie scene. The 4 parts of the scale, from lowest to highest, are what the shot needs, what the computer can handle, oh my god, the computers are about to crash, and finally, what Steven wants. I thought it was quite funny, to be fair, because this is very CGI heavy and not in a good way.
Like, there's some of the CGI was absolutely shit.
There's some moments where obviously it's fine, like it's acceptable, but then there's other moments you're like, whoa, that's really bad. It's
got the Transformer effect, in my opinion, where the human CGI is shit. Some of it, like the running when they're in their mech suits, kind of thing. Some of their running parts is a bit shit.
Some of it's fine. When they're standing still, it's clearly a practical suit.
Yeah.
But obviously, when it's like fast moving, obviously that's the issue. Yeah. With fast moving, you're fucked basically. If you don't put, especially pre-2010, if you didn't pump all your fucking budget into CGI, you were fucked. Yeah. Which is obviously why Transformers was successful. It didn't have a well-known cast, and it pumped the rest of its budget into the CGI to get it spot on. And I feel like with Transformers, if it wasn't right, Michael Bay would tell him to go fuck it, because he wanted the CGI right. Or else it wouldn't work. But whereas this, obviously, it has got a well-known cast like Channing Tatum, Marlon Wayans, Dennis Quaid,
Leo Howard.
The guy from Lost, I can't think of his name. He played Mr. Echo. I can't think of his name in real life. Obviously, Christopher Eccleston. It's got a lot of well-known names and many more as well. So obviously, a lot of budget in this one probably went into its cast and set pieces because the set pieces themselves look really well done. Obviously, it's just when it goes to the CGI itself, it goes a bit.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
feel like they pumped a lot of the CGI budget into like the nanotech destruction because that looked fine. That looked really fine.
That looked great.
But I feel like that's how the budget went into. They're like, yeah, okay, we've got the actors. There's like 100 gone. Okay, mate, we've got about 170. We've got 75 million left. Oh, but about 50 million into this, like these sequences here. What about the rest of the CGI? Oh, 25 million you should do. Literally, if you're not Avatar pre-2010, it's either hit or miss. Because you have to sink.
Never miss, huh?
You have to sink your budget into CGI. It won't work. Nowadays, you don't have to. Nowadays, you can put a bit of money into it. It fucking looks amazing. But obviously, back then...
How times have changed.
Exactly. Huh? How technology has evolved, really. But, I mean... When watching it again, because obviously I watched this back in 2009 when it first came out. Obviously, unlike Transformers, I didn't know fuck all about G.I.Joe going into this movie back then. I had no recollection of G.I.Joe. Never watched any of the cartoons. There's actually not many cartoon series. Obviously, they did a few series.
No, I remember some bits about... I just remember the toy line of G.I.Joe.
Yeah,
really.
Same. That's all I really remember because obviously I was looking at Wikipedia on the series. Obviously, the early series had like a couple ran for like quite a few years. But obviously, in terms of reboot series, there's only about 4 or 5 of them. So obviously, it's not as pushed at you as like Turtles and Transformers and stuff like that, and even like My Little Pony and crap like that. It's not as pushed as you'd think. 'Cause it's definitely aimed at like America for obviously being American military based.
Yeah,
but. So obviously going into that, I was like, okay, don't know anything about it. I'm just going to sit back, enjoy. It's made by the guy who made The Mummy. I like The Mummy film. I like Van Helsing.
Hopefully I like this too.
Yeah. And obviously watching it, I feel like it is very generic in its idea of bad guy. Good guy is actually really a bad guy using obviously his ways to steal stuff from himself, technically, but making it look like it's the other guys so he can get more money. A team of people have to come together to fight him, yada yada. Very generic type plot. But obviously, as I say, bad CGI. But I feel like it's saved by its cast. I really like the cast in this movie.
Yeah,
I think they bounce off each other very well, and I feel like it's very well even like the fight scenes, I think are very well choreographed between them.
Yeah, like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Their chemistry. I know that like there was opposites of each other, but I liked it. It's like the colours that the war, yin yang.
That was the whole point of their costumes back in the day, was the yin and yang.
But yeah, I think it was brilliant with them.
So I'm happy they chose I'm happy they chose like the martial artists for those 2 roles.
Yeah,
I feel like getting normal actors is just going to be a bit shit. So you need like someone who can actually handle themselves in the fight. So you don't have to fucking just, like, get stunt doubles in. And for the fact that obviously Ray Park, who played Darth Maul back in Phantom Menace, and can't remember the place.
Lee, but I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. But his name's Lee.
We'll call him Lee then. Obviously, I've seen him in a few things where he's quite a decent martial artist. So, obviously, they chose the 2 right actors there, and I feel like in general they chose the right actors for pretty much all the guys. Like, I was reading on IMDb, Dennis Quaid, the guy who was like in charge of them all, he only had a couple of scenes. But the production crew, when they're working with him, were like, oh, this guy's amazing. They literally wrote like 10 to 15 more scenes just for him to be in the film, even more. And obviously he plays that stern, like, guy in charge, general role. And I really enjoyed watching him in this film. I just found it funny every time he was going towards the end. He was like, "I'll release the sharks." I found it so funny because of the fact that actor was in the 3rd Jaws movie, the really shit 3D movie. And all I can think of every time he says "release the sharks," that really shit 3D shot of the sharks slowly going to the camera and him going, "Oh no!" That's all I could think of. I was like, "No, Tom, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a movie. It's actually entertaining to watch. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just above average." Obviously, Marlon Wayans as Ripcord, I think his name is.
Yeah, he was great. His chemistry with
Channing Tatum's Duke, and obviously
was it Cover Girl? Caroline Kovaco.
Scarlet.
Oh, no,
Scarlet.
Rachel Nicholas.
My mum was just going, come on, Tom, you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this, got this, got this.
Sorry, Rachel Nichols.
I was trying to think of because she's like characters in the new reboot, and I was just trying to think. I was like,
please don't judge me on my reading of the names. I am trying.
Alice, it's me.
I'm not on about you. I'm on about your viewers.
Yeah, but I mean, if people have listened to me in the past,
true.
I've said some really dodgy pronunciations of people's names.
I'm like the Poundland version of Hayden. I've got the tits. I've got the coloured hair. I just don't have the brain power.
You think she does? You think she has brain power?
True. I just don't have the comedy aspect.
But as I say, I really enjoyed what. So I said to Hayden in a message when she was like, "Oh, I might not be able to come." I was like, "Okay." She sent me the score and whatnot for what she's going to give it. And I was like, she said straight away she knew obviously her favourite character was, which is obviously him. And I was like, that's the thing, 'cause obviously when you see him, obviously he does a lot of comedy, whatnot, in stuff in general, like Scary Movie, White Chick, stuff like that. And you look at him and go, okay, especially when they put him in this film, you think, okay, he's just going to be like the comic relief. He's not going to do much. He's going to be there to throw.
Really, is he? He's not the basic comic relief one.
He's the one that does throw more the wisecracks, but I mean, he actually gets heavily involved in the plot itself, which I really liked. I said to Hayden, I was like, I wish he'd do more like this. Like, I don't mind him throwing a few wisecracks here and there, but I would love to see him heavily involved in a movie like this, because obviously he gets heavily involved in the Paris sequence. He's involved in the opening sequence with the firefights and the end sequence. He's like the main reason the ending comes into play, and I wish he would do more, because he's outstanding in this movie. He's incredible.
And we can't talk about Ripcord without Mr. McCullen. I mean, the movie wouldn't be there without him.
You mean the bad guy, or you're still on? Yeah. So you're on about Christopher Eccleston?
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, I like Chris. I like Christopher Eccleston.
You want a bad guy, huh? Make sure he's British.
Well,
that's how you know.
Or more specifically, Scottish.
Scottish, yes.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Obviously, well known thanks to that one series Doctor Who he did. But he's been in a lot of other things over the years. I watched him in a TV series. At his,
IMDb.
I watched him in a TV series called Frontier. Is it Frontier?
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, which Dennis Quaid was also in. I think Quaid came in the second series. Eccleston was in the first series only, and he was good in that. He wasn't in very many episodes because he was the main cause of the plot. But obviously Quaid was in the second season. He was in the first, and he was really good in the first series. And he's
a defender who's in For Dark World.
He was the bad guy, the elf.
Yeah, which shows how much I really need to rewatch that.
Which is funny because now the guy who's the proper British guy in this, the one with the big guns. Yeah, he was his right hand man in that film. Oh. Do you remember that weird looking monster that was with him?
It's been a very, very, very.
It has been a long time, but I think if you saw an image of the monster, it's called called Curse. Begin with a K. That was him. That was that guy, which I find ironic because this time they're on the opposite ends. But then a few years later, they're teaming up as the villains, which is quite funny. Yeah, that was the really British guy in this. You know what I liked as well because obviously, you know, he comes in the first shot you see of him, two big guns on top of the ship shooting.
Yeah.
And then he's just like obviously the one who just whips them all into shape, which I really liked.
Yeah, they really came together as a team.
Yeah,
which it wasn't just like one of them like snapping and like they're all a team, but they've all got their own like perks, quirks.
Yeah, because they did the montage. They did the montage, didn't they? Obviously, where it shows them all getting together, which had Brendan Fraser, which I really liked. Before went off the rails, and then came back again with Doom Patrol. Obviously, they were then whipped into shape. Obviously, Ripcord on the testing out his gun abilities. You obviously had Duke fighting Snake Eyes and doing some other few things here and there. And obviously, it was showing these two building up to be Joes. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so Duke, you're like the best we've ever seen. Ripcord, if we're half Dukes, you pass. And then obviously, the big action sequence happens, and them all get attacked. And obviously, you see them very easily taken all out because they're not a unit. Obviously, you got Snake Eyes dealing with Storm Shadow in that really cool sequence when Storm Shadow recognises him as like, "Hello, brother," and you're like, oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Obviously, you got Scarlet fighting Baroness, which obviously she's taken it as well. Obviously, Duke's been dealing with obviously
Someone else.
Baroness, and obviously he's getting attacked by other people. Everyone's basically
Yeah.
just wide apart. Obviously, Hawk's down and out, and they're not like this unit. And obviously, then they go to France. They slowly come together in that sequence, and not fully a unit exactly. Obviously, it's more Duke and obviously Ripcord teaming up. Obviously, Scarlet is on the bike, but she's not fully there. Obviously, Snake Eyes is on top of a car, underneath a car. The sequence that you
on
thought,
the side of the car.
you thought Storm Shadow's going to jump on top. It's going to be a samurai fight, but there wasn't.
No, I was very disappointed in that part.
But obviously, after that sequence, then obviously the big ending comes together, and they do obviously, without obviously Duke, because obviously he's dealing with Baroness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The rest of the team do come together to help stop these missiles. They help stop Storm Shadow. They help stop basically the entire bad guys. So obviously, it's not till the very last battle that they all are united as one, really. And obviously, that's then the end shot of the film when they're all walking together in that slow motion shot. Because, you know, you gotta throw slow motion in when it's like a unit coming together, like dun dun.
Yep.
Dun dun. And let's look at you got Marlon Wayne's character, it's like, yeah, we got this. It's a shame that this cast is gone in the sequel.
Yeah, I think they would have done good to keep the same cast.
Yeah, I don't mind like adding like maybe like obviously because they had The Rock in the sequel. I don't mind that addition, but it's just like the fact that they get rid of Scarlet, they get rid of Duke after a while, they get rid of the British guy, they get rid of Ripcord, they get rid of the tech guy. The only one, as I said, the only ones that really stay in the sequel is Snake Eyes because he's in the suit. You don't see him anyway. Obviously Storm Shadow. Duke comes back for a bit, but not a lot.
He's back?
Who?
How did he survive? I'll find out next time. Yeah, never mind. Storm Shadow.
Oh, you'll see. It's called the power of being one of the most noticeable characters in this franchise.
Yeah. Okay, I'll wait.
That and the guy directed the next film. I think directed him in the movie Red. So you know, he's like, oh, let's bring him back. Yeah. Well, you'll see. It's outlined very early on how he survives.
Good.
But yeah, I just think I do think it gets a lot of hate. Don't get me wrong, it's not incredible. It's not this groundbreaking movie like how Transformers was with its CGI and whatnot. But it is an entertaining watch. If you've got nothing else to watch, I do recommend putting it on, watching it. It has its moments. That obviously, if you're a G.I.Joe fan, you'll probably enjoy it even more. Yeah. If you're just like someone who enjoys the action movies, don't give a shit about being generic and whatnot, obviously you'd probably enjoy it. Obviously, if you're not into like these sort of generic action films, then you're not going to like it. Yeah, it's got a great cast. That really helps it carries it really. Good cast, good chemistry between obviously the cast, the comedy and the action. That's mainly what salvages the movie. And the technology as well. Yeah, the technology is quite... That gun, the one that shoots like that massive shockwave, is quite cool. I like that. That's what I like with this, because one thing I always said with the Transformers was it took till the third movie to really see anyone properly dying by characters, whereas this, like the opening sequence, that attack when they get ambushed, she just vaporizes like multiple people. I was like, okay, this is completely different tonage to like how Transformers is. That took like 3 movies before people started dying. Also, can I just say, I think France might take it a bit personal that a lot of films want to destroy the Eiffel Tower. It's like, you got this one, Eiffel Tower gets destroyed. You got another one, can't think of the names, but Eiffel Tower gets destroyed quite a bit. So I'm trying to think of another film. There is a few films that have done this. And I'm just thinking, France are probably going to take this as a personal attack. I'm pretty certain. I swear I saw. I don't know if it was through the movies or because of like the terrorist attacks over there. I swear they banned like these sort of attack sequences in France now in terms of movies. I swear I read that somewhere. I could be wrong, but I swear I read that somewhere. But yeah, as I say, if you look past a lot of its flaws, it is one that you can just sit back, maybe get some popcorn, get a nice, I don't know, crack a nice cold one open, have a nice relaxing movie night until you get to the sequel, which fucks with the cast, and then though it has a good cast, it just fucks with it and it annoys me. I think that's why I hate that a little bit, is the fact that they fuck with the cast. That's the thing, because obviously, as I say, you look at like Transformers, for example. They kept the same, apart from obviously the third one, which obviously lost Megan Fox. They kept the same cast all the way through the first 3 movies.
Yeah, which was good. Because you get to see character development and all that, which is one of the best things about movies, especially like a trilogy and that.
Exactly, and then obviously the next 2 movies, they replaced the cast, but they kept obviously the main character from obviously the 4th one in the 5th one, so they kept the same cast near enough. Obviously, a few additions here and there, a few taken away. Kept the main focus on those characters. Whereas this, as I say, the fact that we get this cast, we like them, we're enjoying them, and the fact that they wreck that in the second one and replace them with new characters is just a bit of a kick in the bollocks for movie fans, really. Especially
since like you build a relationship. Like, I know it's like a proper one, but like you build a relationship with the characters when you watch the first movie, and then it's like with Transformers. So you get Sam, you build a relationship with Sam, you see him grow up, you see what he's like in like everyday life and all that, and then the 3rd movie is fucked off. Well, no, 4th movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4th movie is gone.
4th movie is gone, which is a bit shit in my opinion. But you know, the actor did some shit, which he deserved. So yeah, it's for reasons like that. It's understandable, but like Channing Tatum, he could have came back for this one.
He did. I would say he comes back for a bit. He's literally on the main cover of the poster for the sequel.
Yeah.
Which got me, I was like, okay, so he's back. I'm annoyed the rest of the cast on, but he's back. He's the main character. It's going to be cool. And then obviously, not to spoil too much, he's not in it that much.
Yeah, I think I heard you say it yesterday.
Which you'll see when obviously you watch it, Alex. And obviously, it's a bit of a kick in the bollocks when you're like, okay, he's the main focus. Why is he just not in this? And as I say, the fact he's on the front cover, that's the most annoying part. It's like, oh yeah, here's the main character. Oh yeah, he's not there. He's not there. The Rock's the main character. Don't get me wrong, I like The Rock. But it's just like
it's basically just I think John M. Chu really fucked up with that part. Because he could have literally.
I take it you're looking at the director of the second one.
Yeah. With the stars being Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Channing Tatum, and someone else.
Who are you trying to pronounce? Which character? Name the character.
The character is somewhere. J with an E.
I think I know.
Female blonde.
Yeah. I can't pronounce her last name off the top of my head. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Yeah,
Palicki?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Oh, Andrea Palicki.
Adrienne Palicki. I think that's the closest way you can pronounce it. She was in Marvel at one point.
Yeah.
She was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yep. But yeah, I just well.
I was gonna carry on.
Go on then.
I was gonna move on to the next part of the review.
Well, before we do any sort of favourite, let's talk about obviously the ending.
I thought the ending was quite good, especially with how they dealt with Ripcord.
Yeah, they gave him his moment to shine, didn't they? Because he spent like most of the movie saying he wants to be a pilot, he wants to be in the skies rather than on the ground. And
they never let him.
Yeah, because obviously had Duke was always like, no, I want to be on the ground fighting, I don't want to be above it, flying over. And they gave him the chance, didn't they?
Let's just say, it's not all about you, fucking Duke. Fuck off. You stay in the underwater, not on the land.
And so then they gave him his shot, didn't they? They're like, okay, you go in the sky, fly this ship. Oh yeah, you got to speak Celtic because it's Scottish. So you got to say Takea, I think, or something like that, which is obviously fire. And then I don't remember the eject one, but obviously you get this like really like cool sequence of him flying after trying to destroy the missile to Moscow.
Yeah, I think it was really good there.
And then you got the one obviously with Washington, which is like a very like your classic 99%, better to hit 100, stop the download situation. He's got that classic.
It's an action film. What do you expect?
And obviously he's like really close, and I like the fact that obviously he uses his brains. Where he's like, okay, I can't destroy this from a distance. I need to get right up close, hit it. It's gonna destroy my ship, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna save the president's life. Whoosh, bang, survived.
I mean, the president's dead.
Well, wait till the next one, Alex. Wait till the next one.
Okay.
You'll see. You'll see in that one. And obviously, the whole underwater. You had the whole underwater battle. Obviously, Duke and obviously Baroness versus obviously all the Cobra ships
and robot shark tuners.
You got this massive underwater battle going on. You also got Snake Eyes fighting Storm Shadow, which is a really cool sequence. That one guy, man, he got vaporized when he hit that fucking lightning, that electric current. And he kicked him into
I thought that was Storm Shadow.
No, Storm Shadow just fell straight down.
Oh.
He just went straight down. He got stabbed and went straight down.
That's why I thought he was dead. No, that's why I was like, how is he coming back?
Got a cheeky stab and then fell down.
Okay.
Which is just ironic, I find, for the fact that Snake Eyes obviously is played by Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, who, in the same situation with a giant circle in the floor, was one that got cut in the middle and then fell down a giant hole. Whereas this time, he stabbed someone and kicked them down a giant hole. So the opposite effect.
He got payback.
Got payback.
Payback, bitch.
But yeah, I think it was a decent ending. It's got all the action you need for a finale. Yeah. It's obviously got all the characters getting involved in their ways, showing off all their skills. And obviously then the bad guys are caught. Obviously, Destro, or you thought was Deathstroke, has now got his metal head, which obviously is iconic for in the books.
Yeah.
Having obviously his white chrome down face. Obviously, Cobra Commander's now got his mask on. Not the accurate mask, just a rendition. I'm pretty sure he gets the accurate mask in the next one.
Yeah.
And obviously, everyone's happy. The Joes are together, even though they're going to get split up again in a bit. And obviously, then he said you have that massive end credit sequence where the president, who was like saw someone in his bunker after getting ambushed, and then he sits back and it's whistling, and it's actually the bad guy, who was obviously the bad guy in the Mummy. Obviously, he had his facial reconstruction to look like the president, which is going to play a big part in the sequel. Which I like, for the fact that obviously they fuck off the cast, they do actually finish off the story.
They set up the story, didn't they?
They do actually finish it off in the second one.
I think if they didn't carry on with it,
it
would have been such a letdown.
It would have been even worse. But for the fact they carried it on, they actually end the story in the next one. It has its moments.
So, what would you say is your favourite moment?
Actually, before I say favourite, I was reading there's a deleted scene that they cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they were gonna have it in the end credit scene where Snake Eyes is gonna crack a joke, and I don't know who it was. Someone who was working on it, I don't know if it was one of the actors. I was like, yeah, no, it's just leave it at that. He's mysterious. Don't have him take a voice.
I think that's a good call.
It's obviously because it just makes no sense, really. Yeah, because obviously you have that little end credit word after the British guy is like. He says something about your Joes or something like that after the Black Eyed Peas song kicks in.
Oh, yeah.
He makes a comment and then obviously it just cuts away. But yeah, I definitely think I would have ruined it. But if I was to choose a favourite moment, Alex, I would probably say the Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow fight. The second one, for the fact that it built up to it and it was a decent battle between them. And obviously it gets even better in the next one between them. What do you say? If you can think of one.
Yes. I'd say the montage at the beginning would be my favourite.
When they're training?
The training montage. Because, rookies to Joes.
Yeah, because obviously you got Jane Tatum's characters taking it all seriously, fighting Snake Eyes, keeps getting back up, doing his kick flips, taking Snake Eyes down and whatnot.
While you got Ripcord who's flirting.
And being an idiot for the fact that...
And he gets a kiss at the end, which is good.
And so, because he spends the whole film flirting with obviously Scarlet, and he's just like, even obviously during the montage he's shooting, and he's like, talking. So she's like, let's turn it on. He's like, oh shit, shoot, and obviously then it just builds up even nicely until the very end. Obviously there's that heartfelt moment in the bathroom when obviously she's like trying to not show her injuries, and then right at the end, that nice little kiss. And you're like, yep, that's good character development. Builds up a relationship rather than pushing it on.
Yeah. I don't think Duke had a good character development, really.
No, he just played this stern. He just played this generic sort of military guy, didn't he?
Yeah.
very much like the guy from the first Transformers film, the main military guy.
Yeah.
Just generic, running the mill. Has a few heartfelt moments, obviously, when he finds his wife still alive and whatnot. But, where's the bad? Is the bad guy technically? Sorry. And obviously, finding all the stuff about her, finding about her brother. Obviously, you have these heartfelt moments, but he's just kind of like a generic, bland character. Not really much to him.
But I suppose that's what there is after, really.
Yeah, probably.
It's like a G.I. Joe kind of thing, then he's basically the mascot at the moment. Well, was.
Yeah.
Sort of Rock. But he's just a generic guy anyway, so.
Basically, yeah. Okay, it's time to rate this then. As I say, it's generic. It's saved by its. Obviously, it's got bad CGI. It's saved by its cast, its action. I'd probably say it's something around like a 6.5-ish, but for the fact that I do enjoy this a bit more than I enjoyed the second Turtles film, which I gave a 6, I am gonna push it up to a 7, just about, because it is fun. It has its moments. Obviously, if you look past the bad CGI for the time wise, you can have a bit of fun with it. And for the fact I'm not a G.I. Joe fan, I thought it was. I thought I learnt enough about some characters.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna I'm the same as you. Like, I'm not a G.I. Joe fan. I'm not really an action film fan. I think that's like one of the reasons why I wasn't really into the Captain America films. It's like I still need to watch them, to be honest. So I've not seen them. I'm not just a action. It says it's an action adventure sci-fi. Not really. Like, yeah, the technology was okay. I like the fact that they got different kind of technology. I like the fact of that. Yeah, I feel it was average for me. So I was gonna give it a 5, but since we're talking and like normally, I was gonna say like normally when we're doing our Pokemon podcasts, you normally just help me raise it up a bit more. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it's basically an overall basic film. Basic 2009 film.
Probably the best way to sum it up.
Yeah.
So Hayden obviously pretty much agrees with you in that sense. She agrees with basically a lot of stuff we say, but overall she gave it a 6 out of 10. She agreed with the comment I made to her was it's generic, it's saved by its cast, and that's basically why she agreed it was definitely a 6. So obviously that gives G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra Cascade overall rating of 6.3.
Huh.
It's the recurring one, but 6.3.
6.3.
Yeah.
Three.
Okay, so MVP time. I think it's got to be Ripcord, Player Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't, I'd be very disappointed.
Both me and Hayden agreed. He's the comedy, but he also has the we both agreed on it, and obviously you agreeing on it as well, so we all agreed.
No. Hayden's not here. It would have been me and you agreeing.
Yeah, but she also agreed.
If Hayden was here, then she could agree too. But she's not.
Hello,
I'm the co-host today. No. I'm the co-host today, Tom. It's me.
Yeah, he's just the best character. Runner-up, McCullen, should we say?
McCullen, yeah. I was gonna say either McCullen or Snake Eyes. Just because it's Snake Eyes.
So we just give it in because of the film coming out. Give him a bit of a praise. Okay, we'll give it to Snake Eyes, played by Ray Park.
Give us some clout, Snake Eyes.
yeah, give us that cash, man.
So, what would you say is your question of the day?
Oh,
did you think of a question of the day?
How was it? Does it surprise you that out of obviously the choices he could have done, Michael Bay didn't direct this movie for the fact that he's into these sort of war films? And is it surprising that he chose Transformers over basically this war type franchise? I
don't know, because I don't really know what. I've only known directors that I've been in the Chatter Caves for, and I've only heard of what's his name? Michael Bay.
You're the one who did Transformers?
Yeah, I know. Just making sure that's his name. I've only known Michael Bay from Transformers now.
He's very much into the war stuff. The Pearl Harbor.
I think Hayden would have been a better recipient of this question.
I think her response when I mentioned it to her was something like, he probably chose Transformers over this for the fact that it can be. It's the idea of you can either have like a human-based war, you can have like a giant fuck-off robot, more explosion, slow-motion war.
Yeah, I think that would have made him come in his pants a bit more.
I was very surprised that he didn't choose this for the fact that it's literally a run-of-the-mill war soldier-based thing. It's just surprising.
I think it might be a bit too plain for him.
Maybe. It just surprised me that obviously he didn't. Okay, so that's it for Chef K Podcast. Alex, thanks for replacing Hayden for the day.
You're welcome. And next time it'll be G.I. Joe's Retaliation.
We got one more Joe in us.
Yeah, we have.
I was waiting for you to pick up on that metaphor, double entendre there. So yeah, I've been your host, Drinking Thomas Hughes.
I've been the disappointment, the not Hayden, Alex, or Geeky Bear.
Okay. Something Joe's.
Go Joes!